All right, everyone. Super excited for this video. It's a reel that I did not expect to get my hands on this early. It just came out. Most websites are still only taking pre-orders to go ahead and be fulfilled sometime this year. I've got it. Here it is, the Curado BFS. Again, super excited. So let's talk about this. All right, let's cut right to the chase. Here she is. All right, take a look at this beauty. Again, it's that BFS spool, that super shallow spool. When I mean shallow, I mean shallow. This thing only has a couple rows of braid on it. This is 15-pound braid, and I only got 50 yards on the spool. All right, so it's a small spool. When we talk about comparison, this is the Curado 70. Okay, so this is the Curado MGL 70. So before this came out, this was the small spool, right? So it is a much smaller reel. Well, much is relative, but it is smaller. All right, so all right, let's talk about what's unique about this. All right, like I said, it's got that BFS technology, which is bait finesse system. Okay, so you're going to be throwing really tiny lightweight baits, or tiny or lightweight baits, and or tiny and lightweight baits. So things that you typically throw on a spinning rod, so your Ned rigs, your lightweight wackies, or your weightless wackies, your weightless Texas rigs, right? Those types of baits, the tiny little jerk baits that you're gonna throw for smallmouth or panfish, that's what you're using this rod for, all right? So for me, that's huge. I fish out of a Pelican Bass Raider 10E, which is a 10-foot plastic John boat, and I'd like to put 10 rods in the boat. If I'm really dialed in, I'll put 6 to 8 rods in the boat, but if I'm exploring new waters, it's a new time of year, I typically have 8 to 10 rods on the boat, and 2 of those are spinning rods to go ahead and handle like a weightless wacky and or a Ned, and always a drop shot. Okay, so I'm still gonna have that drop shot rod. It's still gonna be a spinning rod for now. If I love it enough, maybe I'll go ahead and get another one to replace my drop shotting rod, but I still think that's best off done on a good, confident spinning tackle. However, to go ahead and work those small Ned rigs and wacky rigs really accurately when you're flipping around cover or docks, and not worry about birds nesting, and not worrying about do I have to toss this differently because it's so lightweight, so that I even can toss it, right? Because the way your line comes off a spinning reel, to try to get those lightweight baits accurately cast under cover, under docks, in tight areas, it's difficult. I'm not saying it's impossible. If you're a highly skilled fisherman, you're doing it, but why not do it easier with a bait caster? And that's exactly where this comes in. So the BFS technology is something that's been going on overseas in Japan in the JDM market. It's been available through really expensive imported JDM reels in America for a few years, but it's because it's been running so wild overseas that now they decided to release it over here in America. So again, super excited to get my hands on it this early. So I didn't even know how to lead into that. I just show you. That is your drag clicking, all right? So if with this only having 8 pounds of drag, okay, so only 8 pounds of drag, that's, again, I'm gonna say it again, only 8 pounds of drag. One more time, 8 pounds of drag. I said that over and over again to really hammer in the point that's only got 8 pounds of drag, right? So if you're expecting this to be like every other reel that you have on your boat, or you have in your garage, or anything that you've used in the past, that's not this reel, all right? With 8 pounds of drag, the reason why they gave you a clickable drag there is so that you know when that fish is pulling drag. With such a small spool, you've got such light line on this that if that fish is pulling drag and you don't know it, and you're going ahead and reeling it back in, you're gonna snap that line so often, right? Now, that's not saying that this is going to stop you from snapping line, right? But the idea of you being able to hear that fish pulling that drag back is going to let you know, okay, he's pulling drag, let him take it, let me loosen it, let me tighten it. And then, it's telling you to do something with it so you don't snap off, right? And that's honestly a lot of the fun in finesse fishing. So what I'm going to be using this for in my everyday, and which is why I pair this with a medium rod. Most people will pair this with a medium light or an ultralight rod. I will go get an ultralight rod to go ahead and do pan fishing and trout fishing. But really, for this, I've got this taking place with my weightless worms. So weightless wacky, weightless Texas rig, small Ned rigs. This is still going to be in my tournament arsenal. So super excited, like I said, to show you this. Think we've covered everything, but just to go back over one other difference about this build in this reel over the standard Curados. Not only is it the shallow spool, but they took the brakes off the spool and worked it completely in the side plate there to go ahead and let that spool run a little freer and be able to throw those lightweight baits. So yeah, again, stoked to have this, stoked to use it. I'll put out new content to show you using this, to show me using this on the water for you. Hey, so if you've enjoyed this, if you want to see me bring you more new product as it comes out, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, hit the like and notification button, and go ahead and leave me a comment and tell me what it is about this video that you enjoyed, or just stop by to say hi, and I'll say hi back. All right, until next time. All right, so I've got a weightless wacky here with the Senko on it, on the Curado BFS. As you can see, I've got the wind blowing in my direction a little bit. And let's go ahead and sidearm cast. That's pretty good, honestly. I've got the brakes on right now, 4 out of 6. So they're really high. And I've got the spool tension set tighter than gravity. So we'll back that out here in a minute and see if we can't get more distance. Again, this is casting into the wind right now. So, alright, loosen the tension a little tiny bit. And we go ahead and loosen. I'll take that down to 2. Let's see what that does. Oh, we definitely bird's nested though. So, we gotta fix something here. So I jumped the brakes down from 4 to 2. So we'll try going to 3. Once we fix the bird's nest. We did get more distance out of it though, even with the bird's nest. And back up to 3. Oop. And I think this could be the magic number. There it is, okay. And that's what's left in the spool. That casted off maybe half the spool. That was a pretty good cast. Got one. You hear that drag? Oh yeah. first cast once we get it dialed in, guys. Yeah, he ate it. That weedless wacky, man. Or sorry, that weightless wacky. Not weedless. You can see it's got... Oh, I got it. That was difficult to get you out. Alright. The BFS right there shows you does not have to be used on ultralight line and ultralight tackle. Go ahead and get us our fish. Go on, get out here, bud. That was a poor release on my part there.